So welcome to this evening. Let's settle in with our meditation. Welcome to those that are joining us online in various places. So having established a comfortable sitting position, aligning our body with some degree of symmetry, balance, poise, helping to enable some inner mindful presence. Meditation is practicing being present in the present moment in a calm, objective, receptive, attentive way. Bring the mind away from roles, the various roles that we engage in and through during the day. Appreciating that roles come with responsibilities, obligations, duties, stress, and thinking. So for the next while, we can even give our mind a break from the need to be involved, engaged with the activity of thinking. Even if thoughts do come up, we don't need to engage them, as we use our mind for exercising, developing, strengthening attention in the present moment. Aligning to the present moment, this place and point of existence. Meditation is realizing the point of existence, the present. So therefore not being caught in thoughts about what has been, thoughts about what might be, but just being here now, developing a here now knowing awareness. Even a neutral knowing. Just noticing, knowing the present, and our reference point for the present is our breath. Just this naturally occurring sensation of breathing, not forcing or controlling our breath, but breathing normally, naturally, ideally through the nose, and focusing attention at that place or point of sensation where we feel the breath the most, somewhere in the nose nostril area. But before focusing attention on the breath, just firstly relaxing awareness into the body, breathing out any stress, tension, using that outgoing breath to carry away any stress, tension, feeling into the body, and just getting a mindful sense of our body sitting here. Feeling settled, centered, present. Even noticing a few contact points and touch points. Maybe feeling our feet connecting with the floor. Contact sensation, feet against the floor. Noticing how we can notice that without having to think about it. Just awareness of that sensation. Physical sensation of feet connecting with the floor. Bringing our awareness up to sense and feel the touch of our body connecting with the chair, the cushion, or meditation stool. Noticing that particular contact sensation. Feeling that. Another point of mindful knowing. Feeling the body connecting with the chair, cushion, or stool. Bringing our awareness up further to our hands and fingers resting in our lap. Making sure they feel comfortable, adjusting them if we need to. Maybe feeling one hand connecting with the other. or connecting with the fabric of our clothes. Just noticing that sensation, hands and fingers. Bringing our awareness up further to our face, noticing our face. Maybe feeling some degree of sensations on our face, even the air against our face. Noticing also light coming in through the closed eyelids. More of a subtle awareness, even though the eyes are closed, there's still some degree of light coming in. Looking into that lightness, brightness, color, patterning, or blankness. A forward focused gaze into the space in front through the closed eyelids. Maybe a few background sounds, but not being distracted or disturbed by them. And particularly not being caught into the internal mental sound or sight of thoughts, where all thoughts are just a mental voice in the mind that we can hear, a mental image that we can see. So choosing to not be caught into thoughts, not being attracted, distracted into thinking, but rather choosing to focus our mind's attention onto our breath in the present moment. So finding that place of main sensation, placing attention there, holding attention there to feel the natural inflow, outflow of each life-giving breath. Letting our body breathe itself naturally, just noticing each breath. The next while, keeping life simple, pure and simple. Being content to notice one breath at a time. Helping the mind become collected, composed, concentrated, quiet, calm, still, silent, inwardly spacious. Feeling the inflow, outflow of the breath, while also looking into the lightness, brightness through the closed eyelids. There are a few thoughts. You can even use a mental mind mantra, one or two words in the mind together with each breath. Such words as calm as we breathe in, ease as we breathe out. Calm, ease, calm, ease, calm, ease. Sitting, sensing, savoring the moment through each mindful breath, mind, body aligned in the present. So the mind's got caught into some thinking, and if so, gently retrieving our attention, returning it back to the breath, connecting with each soothing, therapeutic, life-giving breath. Couple of minutes left in our meditation, maintaining our focus, feeling and knowing each breath, developing calm, clarity, peace, and presence. How do we feel now? Okay, better? Not better? It's all okay. Please help yourself to some tea, biscuits, and then we can have some reflections and questions.
What sort of biscuits?
Pardon?
What sort of biscuits?
Oh, there's a couple of types of biscuits there. Very nice. Is it too cold over there with the air conditioning on? It's okay. It is working, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
There's some cool air coming out. Okay, good. One of the good things about the rain is it tends to relieve the humidity for a while, and then it builds up again. So last week was our first session back for the year. Having had a bit of a break. So back into certainly our weekly routine of coming together for group meditation. The sense of Sangha. Sangha is the Buddhist word, or the Pali word, used in early Buddhism for community, or group, or congregation, to congregate, to collect, to come together. So it's good to be able to come together for some meditation on a regular basis, as well as obviously doing meditation at home oneself on a regular basis. So last week, talking about just sort of getting into the year, getting the mind right, the right focus, the right intention for our year, the year ahead. And in that, even setting up some intentions or goals or things that we might like to fulfill for the year or work on. So not just about getting those as a result, but actually working on things, developing, cultivating, creating. And I particularly spoke about my intention for developing, cultivating, creating more simplicity and contentment. So two things as a sort of a bit of a theme, an approach for the year: simplicity and contentment. And those two things certainly go together. But this evening I wanted to talk about an aspect of the year, and that is the process of the year. Even the idea of making process the practice. Our practice is the process is the practice. And process is the experience of engaging over time, a process as opposed to just the result. Results often come from a process, but I think that too easily we get caught up in the results. I just want that, results driven. And something is lost, something is missed, something even important, significant in just being results driven. What could that be? Sure, it's good to have results. Businesses run on results, the bottom line. Businesses, organizations, companies, and so forth. It's about the result, getting a result, maybe at all costs. Just whatever you need to do, get that result. But something's lost, something's missed in that. So if we think about that for ourselves, how often in our life we're caught up in trying to get a particular result, and we miss out on the process involved in moving towards that result. The process may take a few minutes. Making a cup of tea, could be making a meal, the process of making a meal, the process of making a journey somewhere, the process of life, even engaging life. Life is a process, it's not an event. And also in terms of life, we don't want to be just, it's about the result. Result of life is a box like this. I remember getting a box like this when my father died. It was a grey plastic box about that size with about 1 kilo of ash in it. Result of a human life, that's it. But obviously life is more than just the result or the end, it's the process. Martin Seligman, who is a well-known psychologist, cognitive psychologist, well-known through the sort of the later parts of the 20th century into the 21st century. and he pointed out that he saw that a lot of people's depression, dis-ease, despair in contemporary culture came from people's unwillingness to wait, to engage the process. They were sort of wanting short-term gains, wanting to have things straight away. I want it now. And sure, life is often these days about get it now. See it online, and you can get it within a matter of a few days. It'll be in your letterbox or at your front door within a few days. Great, but something's lost in that. And he points out, Martin Seligman points out that when we get things too quick, when we haven't had to be patient and wait and work for them, maybe even make them ourselves, grow them ourselves, we just get it. It doesn't fulfill. But when you've had to wait and be patient for something to come along, to arrive, not just in the quick delivery, but waiting and maybe even again developing, feeling that I deserve this. I've waited a long time for this to arrive or to grow or whatever. There's a sense of joy in that, a sense of fulfillment. Because often if we get things too quickly, it's like, oh, we don't feel that satisfied, get another one. Get a bigger one, get a smaller one, get a red one, get two. And something's missed apart from not feeling fulfilled. I've worked hard for this. I've been patient. I've waited 10 years to be able to get this. Now I finally got it. I didn't get it on credit. I worked for it, paid for it. Straight away, it's like, yeah, I'll look after it. Enjoy it, appreciate it. That's special. Remember when I was a Buddhist monk living in northeast Thailand, the forest monasteries. One of the things about forest monks is that they tend to live a simple life, but also make what one can oneself. So we would make our own robes, make our own bowl stands out of bamboo sticks that we would carve. But particularly the robes. And in Thailand, there's plenty of robes. There's factories that make monks' robes. And but the forest monks, they would make their own. And so that when you finally needed a robe, because the one that you were wearing was patched up so much, the patches are sort of wearing out. So you ask the abbot, would I be able to make a robe? Okay, yes, I think you need one. Or no, just wait. You can probably put some more patches on that. But finally, making a robe and having these bolts of white cotton cloth, about so long, about 1.5 meters wide. And the Buddhist monk's robe is about the size of a queen bed sheet, even maybe a king bed sheet. So it's quite wide, but it's rolled and wrapped and put on. So that in making the robe, we'd roll out this cloth on the hall, the floor of the meditation hall. We'd mark it up with pencil where the lines are to be, and we'd have to sort of cut sections so it'd be sort of sections are joined together. And once that's done, then sewing. And it'd take like, couldn't do it all day because there were other activities, but a couple of weeks to sew a robe, sewing it oneself, often on a treadle sewing machine. Not electric, but treadle. A lot more control with that. And then once it's sewn, after a couple of weeks, then it's about dyeing it, dyeing the white cloth, this yellow ochre color. And for that, not using chemical dyes, but the villagers would bring bits of wood logs from which were jackfruit trees, about that round, and we'd chop the wood to get to the inner heartwood, which we chip it with a big machete, and then boil it up, and extract the yellow ochre color from it, and then dye the robes. And so they'd be dyed a couple of times and they'd gradually go darker, sort of yellow ochre. And a robe that you've made yourself, maybe it's not perfect. You can see, well, yeah, that's the one I made because I can see where I've gone off the lines and not perfect, but it's something which one made oneself. And there's a sense of looking after it, feeling proud about it. You know, I made this robe, and also the process of it, not just the actual activity, but the process of it is developing patience. Patience, because sometimes you sew, it's like, oh, I have to undo that. That's not right. I remember one time when I was coming from Thailand, first time to Australia, I needed a new robe, so I got this white cloth out of the store, and I made this really well-made robe. I was coming back to Australia, and I wanted to sort of show my parents, see, I can sew, and I've made a really nice robe. So I sewed up this lovely robe, and then I tried to dye it, but the dye wouldn't take, the robe wouldn't take the dye. I thought, that's really strange. What's going on? And so I actually took some threads and I lit the threads with a lighter, and they bubbled. And I knew what that meant. It was synthetic. It was polyester. And you don't want a polyester robe because in Thailand it's very hot. And also it just wouldn't absorb the dye. It was offered as a white cloth for the nuns to use because they use white. Oh. So I quickly had to sew another one. Wasn't as well made and dye it. But that sense of just commitment, and I should have checked the cloth to make sure it was cotton and not polyester. But the process of patience, and also like, oh, just let go. Don't get frustrated, don't get disappointed, just let go. And so there's a learning in that, there's a growth in that. And I find that there's more growth in the process than just getting the result, whatever the result might be that we're wanting. It's the process, it's the patience, it's the letting go, it's the commitment, it's putting in the right effort, it's developing compassion towards ourselves when we get frustrated, wisdom. And that's really what the practice is. It's not about, oh, instant enlightenment. It's like how one has grown, psycho-spiritual growth, psychological growth through the process. It's a bit like children. Remember one of the monks in Thailand, English monk, he'd gone back to visit his family and his brother, and when he came back, I said, how was it? And he said, oh, it's difficult to, see what parents go through with kids. My brother said to his son, who was, I think, 2 or 3, I wish you'd just go to sleep and you'd wake up when you were 20. And obviously it's not a very nice thing to say, but it's like the process of being with a child and growing the child over the years towards adulthood, not being an adult instantly. That's where the growth is. Same in a relationship. It's like, sure, we'd like to have the perfect relationship, the perfect partner, perfect relationship, but where is there any learning in that? It's like putting up with a partner that's not perfect. Not perfect. No, we're not perfect. So the growth that comes from that, learning and growing in qualities and virtues within oneself, that's what it's about. Even monastic life is set up to challenge and to help people grow. It's an environment to help the mind, the heart, the psyche, the soul, the spirit grow in qualities, especially these 10 parameters, these 10 virtues that I mentioned last week, growing in these. So it's not about just an end result. Even the Buddha himself, fully enlightened human being, and we might think, oh, it happened pretty quick for him. He left home and 6 years later he's enlightened, fully enlightened. Lucky. 6 years of really, really challenging practice. But he said that through his meditation, he was able to see his mind back into countless previous lives, where his mind had been born as this person, as that person, as this person, as that person. Hundreds of lives, and hundreds of lives developing qualities. And these recounted stories are called Jataka tales, Jataka stories, are sort of a part of an aspect that's like Buddhist mythology, sort of fables, where they sort of, at one time, the Bodhisattva, the Buddha to be, was born as this person and dealing with this situation, and he was using that situation to develop patience, or develop generosity, or develop letting go, or whatever it might be. So countless lives in the process and the practice of developing qualities that in his last life came to fruition in full enlightenment, Buddhahood. So it's a process. It's a process. And life itself, again, is like, it's a process. It's not about the destination. It's the journey. It's the journey. Whether we're going through the journey of a year, the journey of a decade, the journey of a whole life, it's the journey. So the life is the pilgrimage. Pilgrimage is a journey with a focus on moving towards or reaching a certain destination, but the destination might be a pile of rocks. That's, a special sacred place, pile of rocks, or there's supposed to be some relics there of some saint or enlightened person. But it's the journey that is the important part, where the person grows through the various challenges that's involved. That's what pilgrimage is. People often go on pilgrimage in a tour bus. It's like, yes, we're going to go and see the sacred sites in Europe on a tour bus. We'll visit this cathedral and that church. And sure, it's still a bit of a process and a journey, but it's a lot different than walking yourself. People often do the walk in Europe. What's it called? The Camino. Yeah. So it's the journey, because the person that ends is not the person that started. There's a growth, there's a change, having gone through pain and tiredness and hunger and discomfort and meeting certain people, and that's what it's about. And life is very much the same. Life is the same, and therefore it's about accepting each moment. Be here for this moment. Don't try to get to the next one. Be here for this moment, and this moment, in this minute, in this hour, in these hours, in this day, in this night, in the days into the week, in the weeks in the month, the months in the year, in this decade, life. So if we live to be 80, we've got 4,000 weeks to live. Just a bit over 4,000. 4,000 weeks if we get to be 80. Like, a lot of people get to be more than 80, fine. But 80 generally is like, okay, yeah, 80 is sort of like a good age. So we get to be 80, 4,000 weeks. Where are we now? So 4,000 weeks, does that sound like a lot? No, it's only 4,000 weeks.
Have you read that book, Tom?
I haven't, but someone mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
You read it?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah. Very good.
So I guess the book's about how you use your time. Because, every week it's, ticking off a week, another week gone, another week gone. Interesting also, how long does a baby spend in gestation? 40 weeks. So 40 weeks there and 4,000 weeks out there. Significant. Again, and hopefully we can live beyond 4,000 weeks. In fact, to be 80, it's 4,160 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year. But again, it's no guarantees. They only come with white goods, and doesn't even guarantee that it will last for this amount of time. It's like, no, we guarantee that if it fails, we'll give you another one. So life doesn't have guarantees. We live with that uncertainty. So it's about, how am I using my time? Using it really well, being mindful and enjoying the process, not just the result. Can't wait till I get to the weekend, or can't wait till I get to Easter, or can't wait till we get to Christmas again, or can't wait till I get to retire. It's like, don't wait. Be here now and enjoy your life, which is the process, the journey, not the destination. And then in that, yes, enjoying the journey, but also growing and learning and evolving. So again, the person that is in this stage of the process is not the same person down the track, because there's growth, psychological, psycho-spiritual growth, which has occurred. So meditation is very much a process. It's not just, oh, sit down, instant bliss. What have you learned with that? Nothing, not even patience. Instant bliss. Now, if you want instant bliss, then take a tablet. But again, have you developed patience and commitment and dealing with some discomfort and dealing with negative thoughts? And no, it's just, there's no growth. There used to be it's probably still around, a meditation technique called HoloSync. HoloSync, it was like probably 20 years ago now. And basically it was sounds. You listen to these headphones and have these sounds, and they would sort of go through the brain, and they were supposed to sort of rebalance the brain waves, and you'd experience deep peace. The advert for it in magazines would say, meditate deeper than a Zen monk. Get HoloSync. You stick in the CD, and wow, just right there. But that person that has a HoloSync, patience, no. Compassion, no. Wisdom, no. Got some deep meditation, pretty blissful, but nothing grew. So meditation is a process. And as Ajahn Brahm, Buddhist monk, English Buddhist monk in a monastery in Perth, says, it's about sort of putting in the time. It's like most people don't get paid straight away after doing a job, unless you're a tradie, cash in hand. But it's about, you get the paycheck at the end of the week or the end of the fortnight. You do the work, then you get the pay. Same with the meditation. Put in the practice. And it may be at the end of the meditation session after 30 minutes or 40 minutes. It may be a few days later after you've done a number of meditations. It might be weeks later, months later. Or even for some people, years later. Now the mind's quietening down, finally. But for them, they probably develop great patience, great commitment as well to keep going. It's the same with, learning. Learning isn't about just know this stuff and that's it. It's about the process. Otherwise, lie down, put these things on your head, and we'll download all the information into your brain to be a doctor. It'll take about 3 hours, but it goes in really quick. You wake up, now I know everything. And you get a certificate, I'm a doctor now. But have you developed a lot of the qualities that come with being a doctor? No. Or psychologist or whatever. Process. The process is the practice, and practice is doing the process. I'll probably talk a bit more about this next week, along the lines of preparation is the practice. What are we preparing for? So that when the result comes, we're ready for the result. Preparation. Any thoughts yourself around process as practice, not being just results driven?
You see, I'm quite concerned about AI just giving everybody the answers. Like that's
Ah,
a real
yes,
challenge for
yes,
all
yes.
society going
Yeah,
forward.
yeah.
So, yeah, in the next 12, 24 months, how we do things
Mm,
will change drastically. So it's a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
new challenge. Like it's already pretty evident that, you know, kids today, like, don't have to go through as much of a process as, you know, parents did or grandparents. And
Instant results.
yeah, with ChatGPT, it's just, I don't have to really do any research. I just ask it and it gives me the answers.
So something is lost in that, like a lot is lost in that.
Yeah, and people say, you know, why sit there and write a program? You can just get ChatGPT to write the program for you. It feels like cheating. You haven't.
Yeah.
You know, there's no joy in actually like created this thing that does something. Yeah. Because basically something else has done it for you.
So it's like maybe as human beings, we need to ask ourselves, what is the worth in being a human being? What do we enjoy about being a human being? Is it just about getting the results, or is it, again, the process? It's like, again, when I was a Buddhist monk, not just making robes, but I learned how to crochet. So I'd crochet little pouches and bags and things. That's why people like doing arts and crafts, because in doing that, it's not just about now I've got this, but I've developed something, maybe even the meditative exercise of focusing, knitting or crocheting or sewing or making a clay pot, something special in that. Doing painting, sure, you can go down and buy a painting or buy it online, but doing it yourself, there's growth.
I guess that's the opportunity, is that if we use AI wisely, then we can use it as a tool that does things that maybe aren't that valuable. We spend more time doing valuable, but I think the problem is a lot of people are just lazy and they'll just do nothing.
Yeah. Any other thoughts or considerations? I think we're all old enough to know that we have grown as individuals through the challenges of our life, work, illness, study, relationships, family, all that sort of stuff. There's growth and learning that comes from that, and that's the benefit, not just the instant results and everything's wonderful and perfect and that's it. That's pretty boring. So that enjoying the process and even sure, we don't want to make life difficult for ourselves, as life is difficult enough. Stuff happens, whether it's a weather event or an illness or issues with kids and so forth. But seeing, yes, what can I learn from this? How can I look at this in a wise way and turn this issue into an opportunity, this blight into a blessing, that which is a woeful situation into something workable, even wonderful? That's using our life well. So do give that some consideration, that the practice is the process. Whatever we're doing, it's the process. It's the journey, not the destination. And relax into it. Be there for it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. It's like breathing. Don't rush breathing. Just allow it. Flow with it. Go with it. So thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
Have a great week and see you next time. Good.